The Galactic Summit. The Helios diplomatic station hung like a crystalline jewel against the backdrop of a crimson nebula, its 12 massive arms extending from a central hub that pulsed with artificial light. Built as neutral ground for interstellar negotiations, today it hosted the first galactic defense summit between the 5 dominant species in the known universe. Commander Elena Chen of the United Earth Defense Force straightened her simple Navy uniform as she approached the grand meeting chamber. Unlike the ornate attire she glimpsed on the alien representatives, her uniform bore only 3 small rank insignia, and the blue and green Earth insignia. Her dark hair was pulled back in a practical bun, her brown eyes alert and observant. The massive doors parted with a soft hiss, revealing 5 alien representatives arranged in a semicircle. They turned to assess the human, their expressions ranging from curiosity to undisguised contempt. "The human arrives at last," announced Supreme Commander Vox of the Kildarian Empire, a towering figure whose gray-scaled skin was adorned with ceremonial battle scars. Standing nearly 9 feet tall, his massive frame was draped in a crimson cape studded with what appeared to be fragments of enemy vessels. I was beginning to wonder if Earth had reconsidered its invitation. Chen offered a respectful nod. "Commander Elena Chen, representing the United Earth Defense Force. My apologies for the delay. We had to navigate around an unstable pulsar." "Navigational difficulties," clicked War Matron Sira of the Arthan Hive. Her exoskeleton gleamed with metallic blue bioluminescence, 4 arms crossed in front of her thorax. "Perhaps you should upgrade beyond your primitive propulsion systems." "Perhaps," Chen replied neutrally, taking her place in the circle. High Admiral Zorn of the Luminary Collective floated slightly above the floor, his translucent body pulsing with internal light. "Let us proceed with the purpose of this gathering. Each civilization will present its military capabilities so that we might establish a proper hierarchy for mutual defense protocols." "An excellent suggestion," rasped Sovereign Architect Trell of the Myraxian technocracy, his cybernetic eyes whirring as they adjusted focus. "As the most technologically advanced species present, the Myraxians will demonstrate first." The final alien, Elder Kala of the Vishani Concord, regarded Chen with glowing golden eyes. Unlike the others, she offered what might have been a sympathetic look. "And what will Earth bring to this alliance, Commander Chen?" Before Chen could answer, Supreme Commander Vox interrupted with a deep, rumbling laugh. "Yes, let's hear about the famous human warships. We've received your technical specifications. Quaint vessels, aren't they?" Chen smiled slightly. "We're here to learn, Commander Vox. Earth is relatively new to interstellar politics. We understand our position." The aliens exchanged satisfied glances. This human acknowledged her civilization's inferiority. The summit would proceed smoothly. "Perhaps a demonstration would be instructive," suggested War Matron Sira. "The observation deck offers an excellent view of our vessels." The group made their way through gleaming corridors to the vast observation deck. Floor-to-ceiling transparent panels revealed the breathtaking vista of space, where 5 massive warships hovered at strategic distances from the station. Supreme Commander Vox stepped forward first, gesturing proudly toward a behemoth vessel that dwarfed the others. The ship resembled a massive predator, all sharp angles and protruding weapon arrays, its hull painted deep crimson with black tribal markings. "The Imperial Dreadnought, Worldbreaker," he announced. 20 kilometers from bow to stern, armed with graviton cannons capable of shattering planetary crusts. Its hull is composed of compressed neutronium alloy, virtually indestructible. One such vessel conquered the Proxima star system in 3 days. Chen studied the massive ship thoughtfully but said nothing. War Matron Sira stepped forward next, mandibles clicking. "Observe the high vessel's silent death." She pointed to what appeared at first glance to be empty space, until a shimmer revealed the outline of a massive insectoid craft. Complete adaptive camouflage. Our vessels become one with the surrounding void, striking without warning. The enemy fleet at Deneb never even knew we were there until their ships began exploding from within. Impressive stealth technology, Chen commented. High Admiral Zorn's body pulsed with excited light as he indicated a massive, organic-looking vessel that seemed to flow and change shape subtly as they watched. The living ship Eternal Bloom. Not built, but grown from specially cultivated stellar organisms. It heals itself during battle, evolves to counter enemy tactics, and houses 10,000 smaller symbiotic craft within its body. The Luminary have not lost a major engagement in 600 years. Sovereign Architect Trell gestured to a perfectly geometric vessel that gleamed like liquid metal. The Nexus ship Infinite Algorithm. Its quantum computers predict enemy movements before they occur. Its nanite hull reconfigures into optimal defensive patterns against any weapon. It can disassemble enemy vessels atom by atom and repurpose the material for its own systems. Finally, Elder Kala indicated a ship that seemed partially transparent, shimmering with an inner light that bent space visibly around it. The Vishani vessel Transcendence. It exists simultaneously in normal space and subspace, making conventional targeting impossible. Its weapons manipulate the fundamental forces of reality, creating localized distortions that tear enemy ships apart from the inside. The observation deck fell silent as the 5 representatives turned to Commander Chen. "And your vessel, Commander?" asked Sovereign Architect Trell, a hint of mockery in his synthesized voice. Chen's gaze moved past the assembled alien warships to a distant point where a small, unremarkable vessel waited. The UES Defiant. Nothing special by your standards, I'm sure. The ship was barely visible at this distance, a simple, streamlined design perhaps 1/50th the size of the Keldarian dreadnought. Its hull a matte gray with minimal external features. Supreme Commander Vox didn't bother hiding his amusement. "That is your flagship. It looks like a transport vessel we would use for shuttling supplies." "It serves our needs," Chen replied simply. "Perhaps you would enlighten us about Earth's military capabilities," suggested High Admiral Zorn, his body pulsing with what might have been laughter. "What possible contribution could humans make to galactic security?" Chen looked at each alien representative in turn, her expression carefully neutral. "Earth is young compared to your civilizations. Our ships are smaller than the Keldarian dreadnoughts. They lack the stealth systems of the Arthan vessels. They aren't organic like luminary ships. They can't predict the future like Myraxian craft, and they don't bend space like Vishani vessels." The aliens exchanged satisfied glances, but Chen continued, her voice taking on a new quality that made them focus more attentively. "However, humans learned warfare not among the stars, but from each other. For thousands of years, we fought ourselves, nation against nation, ideology against ideology. We've studied war in ways you may not comprehend." Elder Kala tilted her head. "What do you mean, Commander?" Before Chen could answer, the station's alert system activated, bathing the observation deck in pulsing red light. "Emergency alert," announced the station's eye. "Multiple unidentified vessels have entered the system. They are not responding to hails and are approaching at combat speed. All diplomatic personnel, please report to secure areas immediately." "Pirates," growled Supreme Commander Vox. "They dare attack with our warships present." Commander Chen's hand moved to her communication device. "Perhaps we'll have an opportunity for a practical demonstration after all." The tactical display showed 15 fast-moving vessels approaching from the system's edge, heading directly for the diplomatic station and the gathered warships. "The Keldarian Empire does not tolerate such insolence," declared Vox. "The World Breaker will end this threat immediately." The massive dreadnought began to move, its engines flaring with crimson energy as it turned ponderously toward the incoming pirate fleet. "The Arthan Hive will join this hunt," clicked War Matron Syrah, her mandibles clacking with anticipation. "Our stealth ships will flank them while your dreadnought draws their attention." The other representatives also dispatched commands to their vessels, each eager to demonstrate their superiority in actual combat. Commander Chen watched silently, her eyes calculating as she observed both the approaching pirate fleet and the responses of the alien warships. Something about the pirates' approach formation troubled her. They'd moved with too much coordination, too much purpose for common raiders. She tapped her communication badge once. Defiant, standby alert status, monitor, and assess. The station's viewports automatically darkened as weapon flashes began to illuminate space. The battle had begun, and soon the humans would reveal their true place in the galactic order. The human response. The observation deck's tactical display showed the unfolding battle in precise detail. What had seemed like a simple pirate incursion was rapidly proving to be something far more complex. The 15 attacking vessels moved with uncanny coordination, splitting into smaller groups and executing precise maneuvers that suggested military training rather than raider opportunism. Their tactics are unexpected, admitted Supreme Commander Vox as his massive dreadnought struggled to target the nimble enemy ships. The World Breaker's graviton cannons could obliterate planets, but they were designed for large stationary targets, not the swift, erratic movements of the smaller vessels. War Matron Sarah's mandibles clicked in agitation. They appear to be using targeted EMP bursts to disrupt our stealth systems. 2 of our vessels have been detected. On the display, the Arthan ships flickered into visibility, immediately drawing concentrated fire from the attackers. Impossible, declared High Admiral Zorn, his luminous body fluctuating with distress. The raiders are employing biodisruptors against my living ship. They specifically counter our biological systems. Sovereign Architect Trell's cybernetic eyes whirred rapidly. Their attack patterns are chaotic yet purposeful. My ship's predictive algorithms cannot establish a coherent tactical model. It's as if they deliberately introduce randomness to confound analysis. Elder Kala remained calm, but concern showed in her glowing eyes. They possess phase-matched weapons that can interact with our partial subspace presence. This is not common technology. Commander Chen watched the battle unfold, her expression revealing nothing. The 5 most powerful warships in the known galaxy were being systematically neutralized by what had appeared to be a modest raiding force. These are no ordinary pirates, Chen observed quietly. Their ships are equipped with specifically tailored countermeasures for each of your vessels. This was a planned ambush. Supreme Commander Vox turned his massive frame toward the human, rage evident in his features. You knew of this. Is this human treachery? Not ours, Chen replied calmly. But I recognize the tactics. These are Black Star Syndicate forces, a criminal organization that has studied the major powers for decades. They specialize in asymmetric warfare against superior opponents. The diplomatic station's shields are failing, announced the station's eye. Hostile boarding imminent in multiple sectors. The alien representatives exchanged alarmed glances. Their mighty warships were being systematically neutralized, and now the station itself was threatened. Commander Chen tapped her communication badge. Defiant. Execute Protocol Thunderbolt. For several seconds, nothing seemed to happen. Then the tactical display lit up with new signatures, dozens of them, appearing simultaneously at multiple points around the battlefield. What is this? Demanded War Matron Sira. The Earth Defense Fleet, Chen replied simply. Through the viewport, they could now see multiple vessels materializing where empty space had been moments before. Unlike the massive alien warships or the sleek pirate vessels, these ships appeared strangely utilitarian. Compact, angular craft with minimal external features, similar to the Defiant but varied in size and configuration. Stealth technology, asked Sovereign Architect Trell, his cybernetic eyes struggling to process the sudden appearance of so many vessels. Not exactly, Chen explained as she monitored the tactical display. Humans never developed the advanced technologies your civilizations possess. We couldn't build ships with perfect stealth systems or reality warping weapons, so we developed different solutions. On the display, the Earth vessels moved with startling precision, executing complex maneuvers that put them in optimal firing positions against the pirate fleet. Unlike the alien warships, which operated largely independently, The human vessels moved in tight formations, covering each other's vulnerabilities and multiplying their effective firepower. What you're seeing is our answer to technological disadvantage, Chen continued. Those ships were here all along, hidden not by advanced technology, but by mathematical positioning. They maintained stations in your sensor blind spots, exploiting the limitations in even the most advanced detection systems. The Earth vessels opened fire simultaneously, their weapons seemingly unremarkable yet devastatingly precise. Each shot targeted specific vulnerabilities in the pirate ship's defenses, vulnerabilities that hadn't been apparent until now. Your sensors detected only the defiant because that's all we wanted you to see, Chen explained. It's what humans call a magic trick, directing attention where we want it while the real action happens elsewhere. The pirate vessels, caught by surprise by the human fleet's appearance, attempted to regroup. But the Earth ships anticipated their movements, cutting off escape routes and herding them into killing zones where concentrated fire could be most effective. Fleet Commander Chen, came a voice over her communication badge. Black Star vessels contained. Phase 2 ready on your command. Execute, Chen replied. At her word, smaller craft launched from the Earth vessels, hundreds of them, each barely larger than a shuttle. These moved with even greater agility, swarming toward the pirate ships in complex, unpredictable patterns. Boarding craft, murmured Elder Kola. They intend to capture, not destroy. Another human specialty, Chen confirmed. We call them Marines. The tactical display showed the boarding craft attaching to the pirate vessels like remoras on sharks. Within minutes, status indicators for the pirate ships began changing from hostile to secured. You're taking them alive. Why waste the resources? Demanded Supreme Commander Vox. Intelligence, Chen replied. Dead enemies tell no tales. We want to know who sent them, how they knew about this summit, and how they acquired specific countermeasures for each of your advanced vessels. The alien representatives watched in stunned silence as the human fleet systematically neutralized what had been a devastating attack. Where their mighty warships had struggled, these unassuming vessels were prevailing through coordinated tactics and unconventional approaches. The station is secure, announced the Earth Fleet Commander. Boarding parties report hostiles contained. 17 prisoners for interrogation. Minimal casualties on both sides. Chen nodded in satisfaction. Secure the diplomatic sector and establish a perimeter. I don't want any surprises. How? Asked Sovereign Architect Trell, his synthesized voice betraying his confusion. How did your primitive vessels defeat an enemy that countered our advanced technologies? Chen turned to face the assembled aliens. Because technology isn't everything. Humans have been fighting each other for thousands of years. We've learned that superior weaponry doesn't guarantee victory. It's how you use what you have that matters. She gestured to the display, showing the Earth fleet moving into defensive positions around the station and the disabled alien warships. Our ships don't have neutronium hulls or quantum computers or reality warping drives. But our captains train in tactical simulations based on every battle in human history. Our crews drill until coordination becomes instinct. And most importantly, we never assume our technology makes us invincible. Elder Kala's golden eyes studied Chen with new respect. You anticipated this attack. We suspected something, Chen admitted. The Black Star Syndicate has been probing Earth's defenses for years. When we learned about this summit, we recognized a potential target. So we came prepared. Your fleet arrived with remarkable timing, observed High Admiral Zorn, his luminous body pulsing thoughtfully. Chen smiled slightly. They didn't arrive, Admiral. They were already here, 30 vessels dispersed throughout the system, maintaining complete emissions discipline and positioned in the sensor shadows of celestial bodies and your own warships. The Defiant was just the decoy you were meant to see. Supreme Commander Vox's expression had transformed from contempt to grudging respect, a strategy worthy of the ancient Kildarian battlemasters. You used our arrogance against us. We used your assumptions, Chen corrected gently. Each of your civilizations relies on technological supremacy. You build bigger weapons, stronger shields, more advanced systems. But in doing so, you've forgotten the fundamentals of warfare the humans never could afford to ignore. War matron Syrah's multifaceted eyes studied the tactical display. Your vessels move like a hive, each with individual purpose yet part of a greater whole. Teamwork, Chen explained. Another human specialty. Our individual ships are limited, so we design them to work together, each complementing the other's capabilities and covering their vulnerabilities. The station shuddered slightly as Earth Marines secured the final sections. Reports flowed in confirming the complete neutralization of the pirate threat. It seems we have much to learn from Earth after all, Elder Kala acknowledged. Perhaps the purpose of this summit should be reconsidered. Rather than establishing a hierarchy, we might create a true alliance, one that values diverse approaches to warfare. Commander Chen nodded. That was always Earth's hope. We may lack your advanced technologies, but humans understand conflict on a fundamental level. We've spent millennia perfecting the art of war against ourselves. Now we can apply those lessons among the stars. Supreme Commander Vox straightened to his full imposing height. The Kildarian Empire acknowledges the valor and skill of Earth's forces. You have earned our respect this day, Commander Chen. One by one, the other representatives offered similar acknowledgments. What had begun as a demonstration of technological superiority had transformed into a lesson in the enduring principles of combat that transcended technological advancement. As the Earth Marines escorted the captured Black Star operatives through the corridor outside the observation deck, Chen caught a glimpse of their commander, a battle-hardened woman whose eyes widened in recognition. They told us humans were technologically primitive, the captured commander spat. They never mentioned your tactics. Chen smiled. That's the thing about humans. Our greatest weapon was never our technology. It was our adaptability. We've been outgunned before. We learned to overcome anyway. As the prisoners were led away, Chen turned back to the alien representatives. Now shall we discuss that alliance? On equal terms this time. The 5 alien representatives, humbled by what they had witnessed, nodded in agreement. The galaxy had just learned an important lesson. Never underestimate humanity, even when their ships seem unimpressive. For behind those simple hulls lay the distilled wisdom of thousands of years of warfare, and the unbreakable human spirit that had carried them to the stars.